big money and it's even bigger surf, but it's a whole lot of fun. And these boys are going to love every moment it is. Corey Fletcher, watch for him. He's going to be off to a fly. Ali Day, look, in behind, packing that scrum there.
And they are off and racing in the Shaw and Partners Shannon Eckstein Ironman Classic. Already some of our competitors taking a straight line. That's Jay Finesse from Cronulla on the right of screen. But some of the boys going a long way down the beach because they want to try and find the gap in the ocean that will give them the lead that so crucially sets up this race.
And that's it. It's going to be a little bit of luck and a lot of fortune here because you need to be in the right spot, but you also need to set your race up. I always say fortune favours the brave. The more that you attack it, the better you get into a position, the more chance you have of actually coming out on top. And we watched Hannah Scully. She was one of the people that went down the least amount on the beach, and she was able to attack. It's hard to pick up a leader here, but Matt Bevilacqua in the orange jersey is a jet. He is an absolute weapon.
Khan Karadag, it looked like, may have snuck out on the left-hand side of the line along with Matt Bevilacqua. A number of our competitors forced to roll underneath that one. So an early blow for Matt Bevilacqua on the rest of his rivals. Corey Taylor there on his feet. We can see Will Savage from Trigg, Jackson Borg from Newport. But here comes the rest of the waves as well. So a crucial gap, but Stu, they need to make sure that they can get moving because that looks like Jay Finesse from Cronulla who took that straighter line and it did pay off for him. He is going to be our first athlete to the second bank.
Yeah, we go back to a few years ago and Jay Finesse in similar conditions down in Wanda, which was a beach he started on, was right up in the mix in similar conditions. As we see up and over there,
the competitors forced to sit up and pop, but our two on this side of the line, Jay Finesse closest to screen, now joined by what looks to be a Kurrawa cap as well, making their way out through the break. Jay checked by that one. Now's the time to go. You can see the stroke rates start to lift for our competitors because we do not know what's coming, and neither do they. They can't see that far out with the wind being the way it is. It will be a rude shock if one pops up for them. Stu, we've been talking about our competitors to the left. Ali Day is forced to roll underneath. A huge set from Ali Day. He had just drawn level with our leaders as they make their way over the top. Rolled boards and athletes sucked back down.
Corey Fletcher, he's gone. Corey Fletcher's board is gone. That will be race over for him. Borgie over the top, the cyborg there. He's been thrown around. He weighs about 90 kilos. He's the strongest person on the beach. He couldn't hold it.
I am in shock. That was one of the heaviest throwdowns we have seen in years in surf sports racing. Corey ducking underneath the lip only to be sucked back down at the last moment. There is lost balls all over the place and a set for our leaders. The top three getting down it, but will they hold on? Wow, that wave detonates. Will they ride out the other side? They both do. Matt Bevilacqua and Stu, it's Khan Karadag on his left. He won the individual board race last year in similar fashion. Ali Day pulling off the back of that wave, thinking that it was too big to hold. But these two are taking it all the way to the beach. Bevy goes off the back, so it's Khan Karadag who is now coming in on a lead wave of his own.
Yeah, if you look back to that wave, Bevilacqua actually went towards his right there because he found that bit of the shoulder, whereas Ali Day sat right on top of it, and there was no chance he was going to make that fall. But as we see, Khan Karadag, he's got himself in the lead. He's a back-to-back board champion here at the Shannon Eckstein Classic. He's now in the Open Ironman final. He's out in front. Can he go on with it like Hannah Scully did in the women's?
A rising star of the sport, Khan Karadag. He's just put on an absolute masterclass there. We know he loves waves and he's just shown it, but here is where a bit of experience is going to be coming to the fore as well. It's a hard thing to do. We saw Hannah perfectly kept her emotions in check and she didn't burn too much fuel in this because the swim leg, although it's often the most decisive leg today, we do like to think that if you can get through that swim leg clean, it's all about setting up that ski. Matt Bevilacqua, he's looking to be the first athlete to win 2 Shannon Eckstein Ironman Classic titles, and he'll be thinking that he's in a perfect position to do so. His swimming has been so strong throughout this season. But where did Khan go down the beach? Because that is going to be a big decision for Bevy to make. And it looked as though there was a Surfers Paradise cap that just came into frame there. Ali Day, he's always going to be towards the front of the field. And there he is with Zach Morris on his feet. one of the strongest swimmers in the field.
Yeah, that was actually Zach Morris off to a red-hot start on the board. So we didn't give him the credit that he deserves. So he was out there leading that race to begin with. But Ali Day also looking to become second-time champion. So we've got a couple of past champions, but we've got someone who has experienced the glory in an individual event as the board. But for him to take out the Shannon Eckstein Classic, Khan Karadag would really put his name up in lights. What's he thinking right now?
He's looking over his shoulder. We did see that then between dolphin dives. He's trying to get a bearing on where the rest of the field is, because I think he knows that out in front, you've got no one else to follow. You can't go further down the beach or straighten up, which a number of athletes did. In fact, I saw Matt Poole almost go straight into the water. He thought, I'm going to roll the dice. I want to finish my summer surf career on top. But Khan, no doubt, he's gotten through that inner break quite well. But the chase pack is on his feet, and they are coming hard. So going underneath these couple of waves, getting right down deep, holding onto the sand and potentially pushing off the bottom to give them that lift. There's so much water moving out there today that every little bit of assistance is going to help them out.
Oh, for sure. And for Khan Karadag, through his junior years, he would have been in a position like this. But now being up in the opens, it's probably a little bit of unfamiliar territory. He's normally the hunter, chasing down the likes of Bevilacqua, and Day, Paul even at training. He's now become the hunted.
I like that analogy, Stu, because he is being hunted down. Already his lead is being swallowed up. Some of the strongest swimmers that this sport has are hot on his heels. Ali Day and Zach Morris, two of the greats. And I think Ali Day, it looks as though he may be potentially in second. Obviously, the glare on the caps makes it very hard to see at the moment. But Khan's lead has almost been entirely swallowed up. Just getting around that first can. Again, it really snuck up on some of our leaders.
Yeah, they still just haven't calculated that turning can at all today. So when we get towards the mixed taplins coming up in just a moment, that's going to be make or break for some of these. But it's Ali Day who is just starting to eat into the lead that Khan Karadag got himself on that board. So Khan right now is just maybe preserving a bit of energy possibly. He's letting them all come up to him, and he knows, I'm going to have to attack it in the ski. I'm going to have to attack it. I can sit back and rest. But as well as that, Zach Morris and Ali Day. Ali Day right now has just got himself out to the lead.
And he's taken a wider line on the way in as well, Stu, which I find really interesting. Some of the guys are looking to cut back and do perhaps a little bit less running. But here comes a little wave for our leaders. Will Ali get a lift? He does get a lift, but it's going to fill up. What does that mean for the wave behind? Will it get him into the position that he needs? It looks as though there might be some coming to stand up, but at the moment, it's a washing machine of conditions out there, Stu.
And that's it. It's a washing machine of a day as well on the inside. Wave on there for the inside. Khan Karadag picks it up. Ali Day, does he? He's gone. So the leader is now gone out the back. Khan Karadag picks it up again. Look at the locks. Hey, it's a bit of Billy Ray Cyrus about it. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Khan Karadag, he does have the nickname the Cowboy, so it is fitting. Matt Bevilacqua coming through the middle, and as well Morris there of Newport. So Bevilacqua in the centre of the screen right now. He's the current series leader. He'll be looking to take out the series championship. He'll be looking to get on board. No, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Who is right in this script, Stu? Matt Poole took the brave decision to not run down the beach and aim straight for that first can. It has resulted in him leading the Shannon Eckstein Ironman Classic into the final ski leg, the final leg of his summer of surf career. You could not make this up.
You can't script a better story than this. And this is why we love sport. This is why we love surf lifesaving. It's like a Hollywood script. They make movies about this stuff. If he can hold on here, get himself into a position to take this one out, I tell you what, that's a good fitting end to his summer surf career.
It's crucial to note, though, that there is a cast of athletes who are all out to play spoiler as well at the moment, because although Pooley does get in first, Ali Day is hot on his heels. We saw Khan Karadag there as well. And it looks as though that might be Corey Taylor towards the right of screen. There he is right on screen now, Corey Taylor. He's an incredibly strong ski paddler. So, Stu, we've spoken about Shannon all day. We've spoken about the Professor. It's all about not making mistakes. When you're fatigued and tired, that is harder than ever. And here comes the first test. Pooley easing up, waiting for this short break to dissipate as it makes his way into his ski. Now there's a little gap opening up. He is trying to go as well. The rating flies up from all these competitors. Poole going sideways. Will he get around it? Yes, he does. Matt Poole, as Corey Taylor is forced to duck. So now Poole has a little bit of a gap to work with for the all-important second bank.
It probably allows him one wave of decisions.
Yes.
It probably allows him just enough room to go, what do I do now? Go or wait. One wave is all he's got, though.
And he is starting to look over the top as well. It does look like now is the time for Pooley to go. This next wave is going to break. If he can get through it clean, he might be away. Here he comes, building up his speeding. He's getting his nose right back. Does an incredible job of getting the power back down onto his ski as well. And it's go time. There's no more waiting. If you are going to become a champion, you must seize this opportunity now. Even with little waves starting to stand up for Pooley. Is he going to get through that first one? He does. There's another one standing behind it. The rating is through the roof. He's going sideways, trying to go around it. And yes, he is going to get through it too. But how much is that costing that change of direction? Because back to our right, competitors have straightened up and they're now through as well.
Yes, I don't know about the right side just yet because they got hit by that last wave. So Pooley, who's gone a long way left, has had to come back. But Bevilacqua, best mates, housemates, training partners.
He wouldn't spoil the farewell, would he, Stu?
He would. He would. He's a competitor through and through. These boys, they know how to race. They've raced each other forever. He would know what's on the line. He would know the Hollywood story, but he would be racing to the end.
Bevy making a big effort to get the inside line on this can, and he is going to get it. Pooley's actually letting him in. He doesn't want to get tangled up at all because now is the moment. $20,000 is up for grabs. Bevy is lifting the rating and he's going with that swell down the beach. Pooley is coming back further to the south to try and get a better line. He's going to take it. Matt Poole has picked up a wave and he's going to try and hold this one into the beach. It's a big decision to be taking with $20,000 on the line. The rating goes up. The nose starts to go to the side. But Matt Poole leans back, leaning his paddle into the water, and he is going to hold on into the gutter, Stu.
That's one part done. Into the gutter, one part done. We know that's where Scully had her issues in the shore break. We don't know about Matt Bevilacqua. We don't know where he's at. It looks to me like Poole at the moment is in there, but look at that. Benny Carberry on his tail, who spoiled the party last weekend. Here we are, the fairy tale story. Matt Poole has a moment now over the top. He's almost there. He's almost got it. He can almost celebrate, Sam.
Matt Poole is down that lead wave and he's on it on his own. He has won the Shannon Eckstein Ironman Classic in his final attempt. He can barely believe it. Look at the look on his face as he runs up the beach. There's high fives everywhere because he's taking home $20,000 and a place in surf sports history, Stu.
Absolutely, and what a fitting way to end as he celebrates with the crowd, the pure emotion, the joy, maybe the relief as well.
Look
as
at
he
the roar
charges
as he rips that tape up in the air. Matt Bevilacqua was second, but look at the look on his face. He is just so ecstatic for his best friend to go out on top.
That's like unbelievable, really. Like last year I came so close. I got second to Jacko in a sprint finish. I wanted to win the Nutrigrain last weekend. I got second in the sprint finish, and it's so crazy out there. Like it's literally any 20 guys could have won that today, and I just had a pretty good start on the board. I had a good swim. Going out on that ski, I kept hunting a long way north. I thought it was going to come back to bite me, but it let me out, and I came into a tussle with Bevy at the end. So I'm stoked.
A tussle with one of your best mates, Bevy. When you came out today, you had that wonderful walk down the corridor, everyone's cheering. Did you think, was that when you knew I can actually win this race?
Oh, it's one thing to want to race and it's another thing to execute and do it. And mate, I bloody wanted that so much and I got it. So I'm speechless right now.
What were those sets like out there and you having to negotiate them and think that you're going to come off the top, you're going to come off? Like, take us through what it was like out there.
Yeah, look, I wish we went in the break. Honestly, I wish. No, I'm joking. Look, I was pushing to go out the back because that is just unreal. That is, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared going out on the ski and stuff, but that's the stuff that we practice and we love those opportunities. We don't get them that often, so when it's big surf, you've got to get out there and, mate, the crowd loves it, we love it, so let's do it.
Nat, you're meant to be retiring, but I think you should maybe reconsider.
I'm absolutely retired. Put a fork in me, I am done.
What, you're not done yet though. Tell us what's next for you.
I got the state titles and Australian titles for Northcliffe. I'm really excited about that. But as far as Nutrigrain and Summer Surf Series, that's all she wrote.
What about the 20 grand? Hannah said she might spend it on a house. You've got a new bubba on the way. What do you think you might invest it in?
Oh, let's not tell Tammy that I got that 20 grand. It might disappear pretty quick. So,
Well done, guys.
Typical Paulie.